Hello everyone, I'm Sir JC and you are watching Research Made Easy. In today's video, we are about to discuss the statement of the problem. Statement of the problem defines and enumerates what the researcher wants to learn or understand upon the conduct of research investigation. Statement of the problem is one of the most important pieces of the research design. Basically, this part exposes the issues to be examined. Kapag alam natin ang mga research questions na ating gustong masagutan, nagkakaroon din ng liwanag or path ang conduct or method ng ating research. The statement of the problem should be sufficiently focused and designed to formulate clear research questions. After the topic is selected, all questions should be asked based on the objectives of the study. In formulating the problem statement in a research paper, there are two types of problems which should be considered. These are the general problem and the specific problems. When we say general problem, it is the opening paragraph of the statement of the problem. It is usually derived in your research title. General problem is written in declarative form. You just need to restate your title to transform it as a general problem. Ang general problem ay ikinoconsider as the major concern ng isang research investigation. Here are the elements of a general problem. State the main task or the objective of the study. Present the major variables. Identify the participants or respondents. And lastly, state the research setting and time period. So for better understanding of our lesson, let's have an example. I have here my research titled The Development of Supplementary E-Learning Guide for Senior High School Reading and Writing Subject. In this general problem, makikita natin na kumpleto ang main task or our function or objective, variables, participants, setting at time period ng ating research. Hinango din ito sa ating research title. After formulating the general problem of your research study, enumeration of its specific problems should follow. These are investigative questions which are to be answered, also known as the research questions. Specific problems are detailed questions concentrated on the in-depth investigation of the research study. It should possess the characteristics of SMART, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Ang mga sagot sa ating research questions should lead to the solution of the research problem. Sila ang ating magiging findings at result ng ating study. With that, mahalaga na makraft ng maayos ang ating research questions or what we called the specific problems. Here are the elements of specific problems. First, it must be in question form. Kung ang general problem ay declarative form, research questions or specific problems must be stated vividly and explicitly expressed in question form. Second, present the variables and participants. Kailangan mabanggit muli natin ang ating participants at variables. Third, begin with words such as how and why. Maaari nating simulan ang ating tanong sa mga salitang how and why. And lastly, maaari nating gamitin ang mga prompts na ito. What happened? What was the meaning to? And what happened over time? There are two types of questions para sa ating specific problems. We have here the non-researchable questions and the researchable questions. Non-researchable questions are questions of value and are answerable by yes or no. Two-point answered questions like yes or no questions are non-researchable. Hindi ito capable na mag-sustain ng research investigation. Whereas, researchable questions are questions of value, opinions, or policy. The 5 WH and how question words are significantly contributing to this. Ito naman ang questions na sustainable and suitable para sa investigation at research. So if you are using non-researchable questions, may need na i-recast ang questions para maging researchable ito. Let's have some examples. First, is there a need for teachers to take master's degree? This question is answerable by yes or no. So this is non-researchable question. On the other hand, what are the study habits of grade 11 students? This is an example of researchable question. More examples. Do the Philippines need an additional 2 more years as basic education requirement? This is answerable by yes or no. So this is an example of a non-researchable question. On the other hand, how do grade 11 students prepare for the first day of school? This is a good example of a researchable question. In line with that, there are 4 types of researchable questions. First, factor isolating questions. Isolating questions are also called factor naming questions. They isolate, categorize, describe, or name factors and situations. It answers the question, what is this? Kung ang question mo ay patungkol sa detailed descriptions ng factors at categories, kaya mo sila pinaghiwalay-hiwalay or initemize, ang tawag doon ay factor isolating questions. Example, what is the level of description of the study habits of senior high school students in terms of 1.1. Review time, 1.2. Place of review, and 1.3. Techniques in studying. Another example, what is the level of school effectiveness in terms of 2.1. Teachers' performance, 2.2. School performance, A. Completion rate, B. Achievement rate, and C. Awards received by the students. Second, factor relating questions. In factor relating questions, these determine the relationships among factors identified in the problem. These are usually the questions raised for non-experimental study. It answers the question, what is happening here? Kung ang question mo ay patungkol sa relationship, connection, or influence ng mga variables sa isa't isa, ang tawag doon ay factor relating questions. Example, what is the relationship of the level of performance of the college instructors to the OJT performance of the HRM students of the ABC School of Business? Another example, how does the study habits influence the achievement level of the grade 11 students in their major subjects? Third, situation relating questions. In situation relating questions, the hypothesis testing or experimental designs are usually applied. The researchers manipulate the variables to find out what will happen. It answers the question, what will happen if? Kung ang question mo ay patungkol sa effects, effectiveness, significant differences, at impact ng variables, ang tawag doon ay situation relating questions. Examples. What are the effects of the traditional methods of teaching on the level of performance of the ABM students? What is the most effective food supplements to be given to increase the productivity of tilapia farming? Lastly, situation-producing questions. These questions require a proposed output. It suggests developmental and action plans where the researchers have to establish areas for proposal of plans to achieve the goals or to solve the problems. It answers the question, what can I make it happen? Kung ang question mo ay nangangailangan ng proposed action plan or development plan na maire-recommend mo as researcher based sa findings ng study, ang tawag doon ay situation-producing questions. Examples. What policy is to be formulated to manage the effective involvement of high school students in social media? Based on the findings, what human relation intervention program can be adopted to enhance the improved school effectiveness? So for better understanding of our lesson, let's have an example. I have here my research titled The Development of Supplementary E-Learning Guide for Senior High School Reading and Writing Subject. For its specific problems, makikita sa una at pangalawang specific problems na gusto kong i-describe ang reading and writing difficulties. Kaya po ang mga categories or factors ay naka-itemize. Moving on, makikita naman na comparing at influence ang question sa number 4, kaya ito ay factor-relating question. Effects naman ang core ng question para sa number 5, kaya ito ay situation-relating question. And lastly, ang number 6 ay nagre-require ng proposed action plan, kaya ito ay situation-producing question. And there you have it. That's how you will write your statement of the problem. I hope you learned a lot. See you in our next video.